Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for joining me here for this special bonus chat to go with our very special Halloween episode.
Thanks so much, Jennifer. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
So, anybody who has listened to Valley Girls podcast will know we have our own theme song. It's not bespoke, it was not made for us. But for our very first episode ever, we invited our friend Robert Burke Warren, who is an author, a musician, songwriter based in Phoenicia. And as we were putting together the very first episode, not knowing what we're doing, Jenny was looking through all of this royalty free music and it's okay. There's some good stuff in the royalty free choices, but I was really concerned that we would choose something unknowingly that some other podcast also uses as their theme music. And I was terrified, like, what if it's something that's very much not aligned with our values? Like, what if a neo-Nazi podcast has that song? I don't know. I was just worried about it. And so I said, why don't you ask RBW if we can use his song? And he has this song called Painting a Vast Blue Sky. It's from his album called Redheaded Friend. It's perfect. It sounds as if it were meant to be a podcast theme song. And we asked him and he said yes. And then we loved it so much, we said, how about we use it from now on? And he said yes. So I love that. And we're very grateful to him. However, so we met each other on the ConnectHV Slack,
We did.
which was put together earlier this year, I guess, by Jordan Koshai and has really taken off. And one of the fun things is that people share their creative work that they do. So a few weeks ago, you posted a new song that you have out called Sinister. And I already had Halloween on the brain because I was working on my interview for our special Halloween episode with a paranormal researcher named Brian J. Cano, who also is the ambassador for the Haunted History Trail of New York State. And as soon as I heard Sinister, I was like, that's the song for the Halloween episode. So tell me a little bit more about that song. It's so dramatic, it's so cinematic, it's so perfectly named. I love it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I grew up listening to a lot of movie soundtracks and classical music, and I'm by trade a classical violinist, but I also love contemporary music and all kinds of music. And so I'm really inspired by all types of music, blues and jazz and funk and soul and R&B and everything. And for this one, I was listening to, this was back in 2019 when I started writing this song, actually. So it's been a few years in the works, but I was listening to at the time this artist named Andrew Bird, which some
I
people might
love
know.
Andrew Bird.
Yeah.
Sisyphus is a favorite. I listen to Sisyphus all the time.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So he has the a couple albums named Echolocations, and he like records in these, spaces where it picks up the natural acoustics. And so there was one called Echolocations River that I was really into at the time. And there was like a little kind of like part of the melody in there that really just like kind of took like sank in somewhere in my creative being, and I was like hearing something else going on with like the progression, and I got really inspired to create this different melody. And so I kind of just started experimenting with like my loop pedal and my instrument, my violin, and kind of just created this like chord progression and was doing some rhythms. And then I just like this melody just started kind of coming up out of this time as I was just trying to like write and see what came up. And the main melody for Sinister came out of that. And so it took a few years to kind of like flesh out the full song. And then the key of that, I'm going to be a super big music nerd all of a sudden here, but the same key of that song was the same key of a song that I played for my senior recital in college for
Oh,
this song, this piece called Symphony Espanol, which is a very like passionate Spanish kind of vibe by this French composer in the mid 1800s. And so I kind of like fused those two things together, and Sinister was born out of that, and went to my producer composer friend in Los Angeles, and he helped me finish it. And I'm like super happy with how it came out, and excited that people like it, and that you asked to use it for your episode. So I'm super pumped and excited to chat more about it. So
that's so cool. Okay, so I'm not the only person who liked it because on your YouTube channel, you have song stories where you get really into depth about how songs came about. And you have one for Sinister, and it's about 20 minutes long, so I won't give all of that away. But somebody else recently asked you to use it for something special she was working on, right?
Well, my friend, he asked me to use it. This was earlier in 23, before the song ever came out. But oh, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, my friend, are you talking about the ballerina?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
that was
So
so cool.
it was so cool. So my friend Kurt, he dances for a ballet company in Calgary, Canada, in Alberta, and he also teaches ballet. And so one of his students, they asked to use it for competition for their ballet competition that's all across North America. So they used this was before the song ever came out. So they ended up using it, and she won first place dancing to it, and is going to Paris to study ballet and like all this stuff. And so it was such a cool moment. So
That's very cool. And it was perfect. There's a clip of her dance to the song, and it's like it's very dark and moody and smoky, and it's
yeah,
very cool. So I love that.
awesome.
So also on your YouTube channel, you have what you call a visualizer of Sinister, and you are a great violinist. And
Thank you.
as I'm listening to it, I'm just picturing, classical violin, but that is not the instrument that you are playing in that video. So will you tell me about what you were playing?
Yeah, so I do a whole video on that as well on my YouTube, so people can check that out. But it's actually a five-string electric violin, and it's this crazy sparkly blue color that I had custom made, and it's got frets on the fingerboard, and got a lot of fun stuff going on. It kind of like straps around my body, almost like a car seat belt or something, and allows me the freedom to move around more and just have fun with it. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun playing with that. So.
But how is it electric? Is it wireless? Because I couldn't see a plug.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you a little secret here. So I wasn't actually playing that instrument
Oh,
in the video. So the
okay.
sound you guys are hearing is not actually that instrument, but it does make sound, I promise.
Okay.
But
Well, I will put a link to that video so people can see it because it's very cool looking. It almost looks futuristic, like if you were
yeah,
playing like the violin in a Mad Max movie in space or something. It's
definitely.
it's very cool.
I know. I should have thought ahead and gotten a green one for Sinister, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Maybe you get like a different skin or something to go
Yeah,
over it.
that'd be cool. Yeah.
And so, besides your violin work and your songwriting, you also sang. You have a beautiful voice. I was just listening to Stronger on YouTube, which is a great song. So, what else are you working on now? And if people want to see you around the Hudson Valley, are there chances for people to do that?
Yeah, so great questions. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so I have been working on my first full-length album or project for a few years now, and I won't give too much about that away because I'm still working on it, and I'm hoping that it'll be out probably next spring or summer is my plan. So I've been releasing some tunes throughout this year 24, and hoping to top either late this fall or top of next year, start releasing singles for that album. And so the album's going to be a mix of me playing violin and singing, and that's kind of like my style. It's like a fusion, kind of like I was talking about earlier, of pop and classical and
Mm-hmm.
different things. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm not doing too much. I'm playing some weddings, so more private events right now, and focusing on that. And but yeah, if people want to check me out online, I'm always posting about upcoming gigs and performances, and so that'd be a great way to connect and see what's going on. So
What's the best online? Your YouTube channel?
I'd say YouTube or Instagram. I'm pretty active on Instagram too. So if people want to message me directly, definitely YouTube, and they're both at Jonathan Joel Music. So pretty much the same everywhere, so it's easy to remember.
Nice.
And yeah,
I'll put links in the description to this, and we'll put this in our newsletter, and we will give people a sneak peek on the podcast because I love your song. I love what you're doing. I love finding creative people through ConnectHV. The community that Jordan has built is really exciting, and I love finding little gems like this. And so you'll let us know when your album's out, and then you'll come back to the podcast.
I would love that.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Happy Halloween.
Likewise, same to you. Thanks for using Sinister and playing it.
Happy to do it. Thank you so much.